Which can you use Tuesday as something to build on going forwards?
Well, you've got to use as many positives as that are there at the moment. I thought defensively the boys worked very hard. They were, we put a lot more tackles in than we did the previous game. So there was a bit to build on, if you like. But the game's about two things. It's about what you do out of possession, and it's what you do in possession. And really, it was that we in possession that we was poor on the day, and yet the lads haven't quite found their individual games as far as being in possession is concerned. So we sort of sort one bit out, and then the other bit's a bit weak, and then we sort that out, and the other bit's a bit weak. So now we've got to try and bring it all together so that when we do win the ball back through our good defending, then we've got to keep it for longer and make sure there's an end product. There wasn't an end product against
Stevenage.
I've got Luton in the head. There wasn't an end product against Stevenage, and I suppose you could say they didn't really have one either. They had one or two sort of half chances, and we had one or two half chances, but certainly not enough. And I like to have more exciting games than normally than we saw on Saturday and Tuesday.
I suppose presumably now the challenge is actually go and raise yourselves against Luton. Do the players sort of owe you a late birthday present maybe?
Owe me one, I don't know, but they owe it to themselves to be bringing out their best game as often as they can. That consistency. But of course 3 points would be better than any cake or shirt or underpants that I might have got.
You've done well against teams towards the top of the table. Plymouth, you were unlucky. Carlisle, you got the point. Crewe, you got the win. Is that sort of something that you can use with the players of actually, no need to be afraid? Yeah,
I think so. I think sometimes you can say, well, you're not expected to win this one. I mean, we was expected to beat Stevenage, really. All our supporters and everybody expected us, and we thought we might have done better. Luton are a strong team at this present time. They've had a good start. They got some very experienced players that have done a little bit and have found a consistent game. We watched them on the telly early part of the season have a super game in one of the cups against one of the top teams. Premier League team, wasn't it? Who was that?
God, I can't remember.
either.
See, you're
all failing this morning.
Well, we must be all over 60. Your brain goes. But they've looked decent, and it's not. It's one that if you get a result, and I've said it before, then you'd have earned it. But if we only look at the out of possession stuff and think that we can win it by just defending well, then we're wrong. That's not going to happen. So we got to make sure that we put them under as much pressure as we can, and hopefully the boys can bring out a little bit of quality that we all want to clap and cheer, and and have runs of attacks and crosses that come out, and then shots, and then challenges in the penalty area, and then shots, and make their goalkeeper make lots of saves. That's what we all want, and that's what they can achieve out there on the training ground. But at the moment, they can't quite transfer that into the games at the moment. So I'm just hoping that something turns their luck, mentality, whatever it is, around, and it will be a bit of quality that gives us all that confidence to do what they've got in their minds sometimes, what they do in training and what they've got in their minds in a game.
Last season you got the players over the line on the run-in that way by the inspirational videos. I mean, can you use that sort of thing again, or have there sort of not been enough good moments yet to compile that video this season?
Well, you've answered your own question there, haven't you? So it's having the footage of. Listen, there's always good bits of play within bad games anyway, and yes, of course you can find footage. but you can't con the lads. You can't. You know, they know as individuals, they haven't. Most of them, not all of them, most of them, haven't quite turned up yet. They've not produced their best game. We produced a decent run of form at Newcastle, Carlisle, Crewe. That, you know, as you say, it was good and bad. But at the moment, it's about them. At the minute, you know, we got a spirit. There's not any problems here or anything. You know, there's nobody disliking anybody. Or what we've just got to get is just their own individual confidence, and that comes from within themselves. Maybe they should be watching videos of themselves playing well. Maybe that's a point in case. But there's a team there, and when it comes out, sooner it comes out, the better, of course.
Amari came on as a sub midweek. Is he yet strong enough to be pushing for a start?
I think he feels he is. You know, he's the one that's done a lot of work. So, of course, when you discuss the team for the weekend, his name will come up.
Any of the others? Any news? Sort of any more outs or any more back in?
No. No. You've still got Carl Storer. I'm not sure about Rowie. You know, maybe he's got 50-50 chance. But no, we won't be seeing Carl or Danny Ullman just yet.
Seen a new face floating around this morning. You got someone in on trial?
I thought that's just me in a mask because I'm over 60 now. I'm trying to look younger. We've got a couple of lads that we, you know, listen. Often you get phone calls and, you know, people that know you and say, you know, would you have a look at me? And that's what we're doing. But you know, no names yet because it's a bit embarrassing when we chuck out a name and they're gone by tomorrow, sort of thing, you know. But we're willing to have a look at people that are free agents at the moment and see how they go.
Thank you. Good luck.
No problem.
You mentioned obviously Holman and Storer and that. What's the case with Whitehead, Arthur, and Smith? Neither of them were involved on.
No,
Tuesday.
well, Kobe's out for 6 weeks, and Dan Whitehead's in today. He's had man flu, whatever that is, and so obviously you had to keep him away from the place for a little while. But he's back in today, so we'll see how fit he feels and how he looks. That was
Johnny
it.
Smith.
And Johnny Smith had a dead leg. I see him in the treatment room today, so we'll see whether the couple of days that he had to be out has helped him. So he couldn't have played on Tuesday, but I'll have to see later on whether he's fit for Saturday.
What's Kobe done?
It's a knee ligament, so
Right.
I think I haven't had the definitive yet because again he's in the physio room and you boys get here early and before I get the chance to talk to everyone.
But that timing-wise, that probably couldn't have been any worse with Holman out and Morgan Smith still.
Well, no, that's
not
right. I
fully
mean, you need all your players available, but you know, the current system, we didn't have a lot of time to bring 2 or 3 lads in on loan. They were here to sort of add to the squad, as well as, you know, not just the team but the squad. But we've had to use them very quickly before they sort of learned about us, and then unfortunately, you know, the injuries put him out, and it's quite a long-term injury.
Made 4 changes on Tuesday night after what you called a poor performance at Yeovil.
Yeah.
It was better on Tuesday, obviously defensively.
Yeah.
Is the temptation to stick with it and give that team a chance to go and do the next bit on Saturday?
Yeah, I think if you as a manager, really what you're saying is same again as far as when we haven't got the ball, but when we have got the ball, somehow you're going to have to open up a bit. Now, I might have to do that by keeping the same personnel but maybe changing the shape a little bit to go with that, or keep the shape and just get them a little bit more ambitious to put teams a little bit more. But then we were ambitious. Unfortunately, our quality on the day of our basic passing and basic control wasn't there on the day, and that was what was frustrating.
Nathan Smith's obviously somebody you know quite well.
Yeah.
Another one from your coaching staff.
I know. It's done well.
Was he another one that was always gonna be a manager?
Well, that's the trouble when you reach my age. You got a lot of lads and a lot of players that want to come back and beat you out of respect, I think, I hope. But, Nathan was always going to go on and be a coach. He was a good coach. We had 2 other coaches at Yeovil at the time, so and Nathan was still playing, and we needed him as a player. But then when he wanted to do a little bit more coaching, there wasn't enough players there to warrant another coach. So he moved on, and obviously he went to Brighton, done fantastic there as an assistant manager. And now he's got what he wants, which is his managership at Luton, and it's a good club. It's a good club for him, and they've started very well. So I'm always pleased for him deep down. I'm pleased that they've taken. He'd have had his own views, but often when you work with a manager, you take things from that manager. But it's always nice to see him doing well. I mean, my old player Adam Lockwood as well has got the Guiseley job. So
Son's not doing too badly either.
No, he's doing all right at the moment, and that's good. That's good.